Jones and the issue with the Giants fans. We can hit that a little bit here, man. Do you want to respond to that? Because the last time we did
I don't have to respond to it. They don't understand what I'm saying. Like,
we'll break it down to them.
Well, they're actually saying that I'm reporting this. I mean, I love Carl Banks to death, and he's saying, you got to be in the locker room to know. I'm not talking about their locker room.
He was throwing fire. Let me pull up the tweet
talking
here.
About what happens when teams have to go from good to great. Read Riley's book, The Winner Within. I didn't make this up.
No.
I didn't. I read you the 7 symptoms of that, and it applied to the Giants. Like, I don't understand, like, how this 9-win team. Carl said you didn't watch any game. I watched every freaking game. I watched them. I watched they managed Daniel Jones perfectly. I watched how they played third down defense really well. I watched how they managed situations. Do I think they're a great team? By no means are they a great team. Like, what did I miss? Did they beat Philly? They didn't come close to beating Philly. Did they beat Dallas? No, they didn't. They're what, 1-5 in the division, or 1-4-1 with a tie? I mean, like, what good team did they beat? They lost to Detroit down the stretch. They should have lost to Houston if they don't turn the ball over. It's a win. So they're 7-2 going into the bye, and they go 2-7-1 off the bye? Or 2-5-1 off the bye?
Well, one of the wins was the Commanders game on Sunday Night Football, and the other one was the Colts, who were barely even an NFL team.
Yeah, under Saturday in the Parks leadership. Yeah, we saw that. So, like, I mean, and I'm not, all I'm saying with what it's an observation. It wasn't, I'm reporting this. Like, this really shows you that you got to be able to understand what people are talking about. Like, for me, if I were the president of the Giants, this would be my biggest concern, the disease of me. How you go from good to great. This is an organization for the last 5 years until this year was one of the losingest organization in football. They have one 9-win season, and all of a sudden everything's fine, and we're going to go. To me, where's competitive stamina? Like, all I'm saying is, and I stand by what the hell I'm saying, if I were an executive at the Giants, I'd be worried like hell that everybody's going to want to get paid. Everybody's going to be satisfied with 9 wins when Brian Daboll knows more than anybody. And I love Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll's a wonderful friend. He knows this. He knows the enemy that he has to defeat is contentment. It's within.
Yeah.
Like, why are they so outraged by this? It's business. Anybody who listened to my comments, who's on the business side in Wall Street, got what I was saying. I mean, how about the guy that says, I didn't want to share Lombardi's tweet. It was so terrible. I didn't want to give it any credit. You got 3,000 fucking followers. What do I give a shit about your sharing my tweet? Like, I give a shit. And then here's the best part. Here's the best part I like the most. Oh, Lombardi. I've been yelled at by Al fucking Davis, okay? Like, there's no smarter human being on planet Earth in football than Al Davis, right? Like, I stood in a room with him. I went toe-to-toe with him. Like, I can handle myself. Like, I'm not worried about your 3,000 followers and what you think you fucking know, right? Like, you have no idea. You don't even know half of what the fuck I know, all right? So let's just put that out there, okay? I'm talking about business strategy. I'm talking about how to develop a culture within a team. I'm not talking about their locker room. I'm talking about Riley, what I learned from reading that book. I'm talking about what happens when teams have a little success. It's hard to go from good to great. Why do you think Jim Collins wrote the frickin' book?
Yeah, and this is not exclusive just to the Giants, but I think Giants fans just took it as if it was like, oh, it's a taking a shot
I say the same thing about the Lions.
100%.
I say that Seattle's got to be able to. I mean, it's the biggast challenge in sports to move from good to great.
And like you said, you were just making an observation, not a report.
It's unbelievable. They didn't even hear the sad part. They didn't even understand it.
We love you, Giants fans. We'll be back with more Shuffle on the other side.